Before we start, quick Patreon shout out to Letress S. Harris. I mean, I can do the S in the Harris. Thank you for being one of... It could be Latrice. Just a different way.
Latrice. We appreciate you.
Thank you for being a patron.
Thank you for
as Nick
being
said,
a
heart to you.
friend.
Well, how do the kids do it like that now?
I don't do it the dumb way.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
How do the kids?
I don't. Oh.
They do it like weird, like is it like that?
Yeah, but when you touched your two tips and then you stuck your tongue through it, it made me think of something else.
Have you ever seen Ready to Rumble with David Arquette?
Oh God, not in forever.
A diamond upside down is a pussy. That's what he says in the movie.
Oh my God.
Now I don't watch that. Let me put that
Thank you.
To watch later.
Welcome to Horror Hour. We all go a little mad. Get you.
Hello and welcome to the Horror Hour. It's a place where we discuss, debate, and disagree on all things horror. I'm one of your hosts, Liam. Hello. And today I'm joined by my fellow host, Yutaka.
Hello.
Beautiful banging princess. And
hello, bang.
And the one that currently looks like he was banged all over a festival. Nick says boo.
Hi, rocket number 9. Take off.
Oh my God.
Aren't they so cute? My little rings that I got. I love them.
Wonderful. Thank you for joining us today, darling. Today, we are going to be discussing sequels that are better than the original.
That's right.
I imagine it's quite a short list, but we will try and find them all. I would assume... I don't think of many.
I mean, I'm a sequel slut, so...
Oh, well, yeah, there is that.
Check out the sequel.
But before we do get into that list, please make sure you are subscribed to the channel, like this video, so it does help. If you would also like more content from us, we also
you kind of cut out there.
Oh no.
He said it so it helps for the algorithm. That it just sounded so it helps for the, and I thought it helps bad Japanese dubbing.
Yeah, it helps for the algorithm. It helps us get more views so that we can get more money so that all of our co-hosts can buy better computer equipment and faster Wi-Fi and stuff like that. So please do that.
The Wi-Fi Yutaka.
Yeah.
F off.
George, are you hardwired? I think. Are you hardwired in Yutaka?
No.
You should do that.
I can't, unfortunately.
What happened? Why not?
Oh no. So where?
What?
What happened? What happened?
No, the way that the house is set up and where it actually comes in through the basement, and then this is up on another floor, and it's already been split. So they've already even said, because I asked, I was like, well, could I run a cable up? They're like, you could, but the problem would be they'd have to tear down some things. And it's not in a place to where it can easily come up through the floor. Or else, yes, I would love to do that. But unfortunately, I cannot.
Terrible.
Oh, well.
Terrible.
So, to start...
It's a dog.
Hello, it's a dog. I have a puppy. I've stolen it. It's not mine. So, Nick, would you like to start us off?
I would love to start us off. So, which pick is going to be mine? Okay, so my first pick is a little bit of a unique-ish one. It's not a better sequel than the original film, which is how. Wait, it'll make sense. It'll make sense. So the original film is Halloween 1978, but my pick is going to be Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, which I think is a better film than Rob Zombie's Halloween 1. So it's technically
what world?
In my world, in the world that I live in, fucker.
Well, no, because it's a sequel to it. It's a sequel
No,
to.
No. I'm not saying that. I get what he's saying. I'm just saying I didn't. I'm disagreeing. That's what we do.
I thought you were disagreeing with his logic, and I was like,
no,
well,
his logic actually makes
stands.
sense.
That's fine.
No, I didn't have any issues with the logic.
This is the part of where we disagree.
I mean, I thought that was obvious, but to Liam, it's not.
I know that is a much often maligned sequel, that not a lot of people like it. It's not for everyone, but I think while I do like Rob Zombie's remake, I would say the thing that I don't like about it is kind of what he was saying in interviews, is that he didn't get to really do his own thing, because like the first half of it is his own thing, but the second half he was told that he had to basically follow the same formula as the original, whereas with the sequel it was all him. And I feel like the sequel is very unique in the sense that it has its own tone as compared to all of the other films. It has its own look. It's like very like blue and gray and washed out looking, which I really, really like. And while I still think that in general, Rob Zombie should never, ever be let anywhere near a script and writing dialogue, because that's not how human beings talk outside of a trailer park. And the bad trailer parks, FYI, because some trailer parks tonight, so I just have to point that out. But you know what I mean? I think that
coming for the common people.
One of my best friends.
Thank God George isn't here. He'd help him.
But I think that film, out of a lot of horror movie sequels, I think it better encapsulates trauma and the different ways that people respond to trauma, because every single person in that movie who survived from the first one is very, very different in the way that it's affected them.
Because it is
a lot of people. Trauma. That's right. That's
generational trauma.
But also I think that Annie's death sequence in that movie is absolutely heartbreaking. And I think that they did a very, very good job at which is strange for Rob Zombie, having a little bit of restraint with not actually showing her attack, just showing the aftermath of it. And then if you watch the unrated cut, when Sheriff Brackett, when he comes home, he finds her and he breaks down, and then they intercut footage of her from like the Halloween 4 era playing with the dog, and then like the audience members are reminded, they're like, oh yeah, this is the girl that we grew up with. Oh, heartbreaking. But yeah, I don't know, like it doesn't really feel like a Halloween movie, but I like it as a movie in general, although I would remove Cherry Moon Zombie.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
in general, because that was completely unnecessary.
That's what kills the movie for me. Like, oh my god.
Also Octavia Spencer.
I do love that death scene.
Yeah, and we love Octavia Spencer, so
that's right.
Well, thank you for that, Nicholas. Yutaka, do you have a pick?
Well, I think I said, oh yeah, we weren't recording. Which I feel like this is probably one of Nick's. So I'm gonna just kind of jump.
You can
forward.
do it. You can do it. I'm not gonna do that one.
No, because there's another there's another sequel in that franchise that I would still say.
All right, I know which one you're doing.
Because it has a couple sequels. So I would say Dream Warriors, I think, is better than Nightmare on Elm Street, because I do love like
I would agree.
How Nancy, I
would agree.
I like Nancy's arc in that, and I also like all these new children who don't really look like teenagers. Well, no, I guess they kind of do. Some do.
Patricia Arquette does.
Yeah, she's like the only one.
Well,
no, actually, the wizard.
The
wizard.
The wizard. Yeah.
It had some really great death sequences. I enjoyed some of the lore, but I just really enjoyed that we got to see so many different, like, unique personalities coming out through all these different dreams. Whereas I felt like in the first one, obviously, it wasn't as much, and it was just really about, Nancy, and this one just felt like more of a bigger story. And I mean, come on, welcome to primetime is such a great line, but also it still grosses me out, and it is incredibly sexual. But that part where he comes out and he just swallows Kirsten whole.
Oh yeah, the Freddy dick.
It's the veins.
Yeah. Oh, that's
for
great,
me.
Dad.
That
What's his name? Philip. Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
when I was at the convention recently, what the fuck was that one? Whatever the one that they just had in Chicago that I was at, they had all of them there, and Kincaid looks the exact same.
Stop it.
I did not recognize, like walking down the street, I would not have recognized what's is it Erin, the girl? The drug addict girl?
Wait, she was there? Jennifer Rubin?
I believe so, yeah.
She's like a known kind of, not a known, like she like stepped away from acting. She became kind of a recluse. So like the fact that she was there is kind of badass.
Yeah, I believe it was. And then Philip, the wizard master, he was there, and he he definitely looks older.
Philip wasn't the wizard. Philip was the dude who fell, right?
Whoever the wizard master was, he was there. Oh, I think he might have been there too, the one that fell.
Was it Will who was the wizard? Yeah. I'm looking at him now. Yeah.
But he is one of those how do I describe it? Where it's like he's definitely older looking now, but like the certain features of the face look the exact same. Not that he has like a baby face, but it's like a weird Benjamin Button type thing where it's like when they try to take a younger actor and then they try to age them up for a movie, and you're like, okay, I get it. But yeah, the very, very weird thing that I love about that movie specifically is I really like when they do things with audio in a way, like when the Freddy dick is swallowing her Patricia Arquette in the dream, and she goes to call out to Nancy. The way that they put the reverb, how she screams Nancy, but when it cuts over to Nancy, it switches to an audio echo, and I just it gets I got goosebumps.
You like it?
That shit. I love that shit. So good.
Good. I like it. I'm not going to break the mold. I'm going to go with Final Destination 2.
All right.
Final Destination 2, I find better than the original because there is more things in Final Destination 2 that have scared me, like in life.
That specific sequence with the logs has like infiltrated people's minds in pop culture for the last 10 years or so.
But would you drive behind one of those?
Hell no. I saw that. I was driving through the mountains the other day and I was like, nope, got over.
See? Save. Jeffrey Reddick has saved so many lives.
He really has. But yeah, I would say that one, and I would say the sunbed scene is the one that's had the most like effect on people.
Sunbed was in the
pop culture.
One.
But no, I'm saying like I know it's not. I said it. I know it's not in that one, but I would say them two have had the most pop culture-y.
I still remember laughing when that little shit, like, "Ooh, birdies."
That was the one. That was mine when I first watched that movie. That like made me feel sick to my stomach as a kid.
What?
Just watching his body like collapse. What?
I loved
that was
it.
Gnarly.
Oh my god, it was so funny.
But I still, if obviously I don't drive, but if I'm in a car, I'm like, get the fuck out of the way of that logs. Or anything cylinder, to be fair. Anything cylinder in the back of a truck. And I'm just like, move out the way of that truck now, because we are going to die. Also, if there is like a gaggle of birds, I look up and I look around before I go near the birds. I also
throw spaghetti out the window.
Ladders. I won't go on them pulley down ladders. No, won't go on them. I also enjoy that this one starts to have like a bit more mythos in it, around it.
It's not as bad as like Chucky or anything, but I do feel like they will introduce like new mythos for whatever they have to do for that movie, and then they just sort of forget about it in the next one. Like we've never seen the thing with the pictures again. We've never had to do with the new life defeats death, which I also feel like is a little bit of a cop-out that they do that they interject something that the characters are running around trying to do in the movie, only to find out in like passing in a sequel, oh, it didn't work. Death still got them. Like I would like them to actually be like, this is an actual way to get around it.
But there isn't a way to get around it, and that's the point.
Well, then I'm hoping that in the next one that they actually like, why are these people getting these visions? Like, I would like to have a little bit more insight. Who the is sending these visions? Like, what's the point of getting the visions if you can't actually stop it?
Well, it's just to like prolong it, isn't it?
Is that really life, though, Liam? Running from death? I mean, basically, life is already like.
I was going to say, are we not doing that now?
The world is already one giant hospice. So. Yeah.
So that is my first pick. Nicholas, back to yourself, darling dear. What do you have for your second pick?
My second pick is going to be Friday the 13th, Part 2. I mean, I think at least 5 of the sequels are better than the original movie, but
that's fair. That's true.
I respect the original, but it's not one of the ones that I go to rewatch a lot. But Part 2, I think Ginny is a fantastic final girl. Mm-hmm. She fights for her fucking life for what feels like an hour straight. It has one of, I think, for me growing up, one of the sequences that sort of created a fear in my mind, which is seeing something coming at you from a distance where they're like running and maybe you don't necessarily recognize it, that it's happening, or you hear it, but it's when Ginny is in the shack and behind you see like Jason just running at her through the window. I don't like that. That is very, very scary to me. I thought it had really, really good death sequences. I thoroughly stand by the wheelchair death.
Oh, it's one of my favorites. Oh my God.
I know some people are like, but I'm like, that shit, I'm like, listen, Jason would not have been PC. He wouldn't have been woke. He wouldn't have given a shit whether you're in a wheelchair or not. He's going to fuck you up. Also, rest in peace to that actor, but he was fine as hell.
Yes, he was.
I just wanted him to, like, that is one character I was like, please let them get laid before they die, please.
Right?
Oh, so sad.
Just give them a chance.
Yeah. And
that girl has some ugly panties. Let's just
the brown panties. The
brown
my
boots. God, yes.
Yeah,
oh my God.
Never wear brown panties. And then also I am a huge fan of Baghead Jason. Yes. I think he's fucking scary. Oh, he kind of reminds me of like the characters in like the Resident Evil 4 games, the villagers or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then there's like the guy with the chainsaw, which is modeled after Jason.
No, I totally get that.
But I love it. I think it's scary. It introduces Jason. Great final girl. Also, you know, it's slightly infiltrated gay pop culture too, because that is what Janice and Ian are watching in Mean Girls. When Katie comes in,
that's true.
They throw the popcorn.
Yep.
Oh my God.
So now I think of Mean Girls every time I watch that movie.
I like it. Yutaka?
I would say Terminator 2.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I remember like when I saw that actually before the original. I think that's because my parents thought Terminator 2 would be
I also
less violent
Terminator 2 before the original.
Even though the first one though had some horrible deaths. Like they were just more. I think 2 was definitely more action oriented, but 1, some of those kills were just disgusting and brutal, or just like, you know, like Sarah Connor, yes, and like as Randy would say, oh, like
I think the first one's scarier.
Yeah,
like I was more afraid of the Terminator in that one, whereas the second one like just focuses on we're dealing with Terminators and it's like building like the mythos and the world that we live in. Whereas the first one almost just until it's like a robot, you're like, oh, this is like a serial killer,
right? Exactly. But there's just something about this though, the whole like as you said, like it's building the world building where I swear one day we're gonna be like, oh crap, Skynet's happening because AI. I'm just saying. And I really enjoyed the performances. Linda Hamilton, she really I thought she was great in the first one, but she really took it up this whole a notch, and she was just so awesome. I still love that scene when she's in the psychiatric hospital. and she's like coming up and she's kind of skipping because she's got the billy club and she just bam. I was like, oh yeah. She's so
For me,
awesome
it's
at
whenever
that.
she's yelling at people, like when she goes to kill the guy from Cyberdyne, and she's like, "Ah," and like her face is like, ugh, she looks fucking crazy. She looks
Yes.
unhinged.
Oh, I absolutely I love that sequel. And I also like Robert Patrick as, was it T-1000?
The T-1000, yeah.
Oh, it was so cool back in the day. Like those effects and
Back in the
like,
day, it's still cool as shit.
no,
the
it
now.
is, but what I'm
That is a
saying,
movie
like,
that the effects still hold up.
yeah, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying when you sitting back then, when you see that, you're just like, oh my God, because back then we didn't like, it was just, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just, oh my God. And yes, today,
How is this happening?
yeah. I mean, I love watching the making though, and just to see like how like when he gets shot with the shotgun and like the metal and all. Oh, it's so cool. It's a shame that I don't think any of the later sequels even. Yeah. Oh, do you like one?
I really, really like part 3. I don't understand the hate that it gets. I think it's so good. The Terminatrix is fucking fire. When she gets pulled over and then she like looks up at the sign and she's like, how the f do I get out of this? And she just like increases her breast size. I'm like, she's so badass. I love it. I don't think it's as good as the first two, but I do think that it's a worthy sequel. And I did kind of like, despite the fact that it's very different, the Salvation, the one with
I do. I
Christian
don't
Bale.
mind Salvation. Yeah.
Yeah, I did like
Antonio
that one, but I
Brothers.
did not like.
Dark
I did
Fate.
not like the one where Linda Hamilton came back. That was
Oh,
horrible.
that was
Dark
awful.
Fate.
That was a shame.
And then the one
Oh my
before
God.
that had the guy from the Pet
Genesis.
Cemetery remake. Yeah, Genesis
Genesis.
was so f***ing bad.
Was that the one like was that Emilia Clarke?
Emilia Clarke and Jason.
That girl can't get a good movie
Clarke
to save her
and,
life.
you know, bless her heart. She tries. It was Jason and Matt Smith as well.
Okay, yeah,
I
that's
didn't.
definitely not a good one.
Yeah, I don't
No,
like
terrible.
that. But the
But
first
yeah.
4.
I'm gonna go with The Devil's Rejects.
Oh, I love that movie. That movie.
I agree, but I have not seen. I've only seen it once, so I don't remember anything. But I remember watching it and going, "This is way better than the first one."
Yeah. Yes. I think
absolutely agree. Actually, I
Yeah, like-
could stand Cherry Moon Zombie in that movie.
One of the very
yeah,
few.
she wasn't that
movies I
bad. She wasn't that bad in that one. Terrible in everything else. I still refuse to watch that Monsters.
Yeah, I'm not watching that.
But yeah, Devil's Rejects. It's grittier than the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Takes away the campness, and it is just pure
Carnage.
grit carnage. Well, yeah, carnage.
Carnage.
It is just carnage. I still haven't watched 3 from Hell.
Ooh, that one, it's so upsetting because I think that, I think Sid Haig, did he pass before it or did he already film his scenes? I can't remember.
I feel like he filmed his scenes already and he died.
But you
shortly
could
afterwards.
tell like how sickly he was. It's just sad to watch because he's such a cool dude, and it's heartbreaking. I mean, the movie's not great, and I think that's part of why I'm like, oh. But it's like, when you see him, it's just like, oh damn.
It just popped into my head because on my agenda, I completely forgot that I still have to watch this. On my agenda is The Lords of Salem. I'm like, oh god, I have to sit through a whole movie where she's the fucking lead. But I hear that it's actually a pretty decent movie.
It's
So.
not bad.
Have you seen, what's the other one? 31?
Yes, and that one
I haven't
pisses
seen
me
it.
off because they have a really great person who should have been the final girl. But
31. Oh.
who's his wife, so
You know, it's like one thing if you're going to constantly include like your wife or whoever you're dating in whatever you're doing.
we're talking to
similar
you too,
like,
James Gunn.
Who, Rita Ora? No, that's
James
No, that's
Gunn.
Taika
that's the
Waititi.
other one. Yeah, that's the, wait, who's
No.
James Gunn married to?
They're not married,
His
but
wife's
they've been dating. Oh, are they married?
No, his girlfriend. His girlfriend is the one who's in Peacemaker, the one with the blonde bob.
She's ended up like in bit parts in a lot of his productions.
But yeah, she was also
she-
the receptionist in Guardians of the Galaxy 3
Mhm.
in that like inflatable
Jennifer
living
Holland.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never would have recognized her.
Yeah.
I was gonna
He
say,
just has her in everything.
Mike Flanagan.
Oh, he's another
Because-
one.
But that's okay because his wife can act the house down.
Oh yeah, no, I totally agree.
Who's his wife?
She could be in everything. Like the main one from Hush, the deaf girl. You never saw Hush?
No, he hasn't. So, what's
Fall
her
of the House of the
character
Usher, the silver hair.
who had the 2 assistants?
She gets killed by the monkeys.
Oh,
She's like
Kate
the very
Siegel.
like
Yeah, Kate Siegel is his
that's
wife.
his wife.
Why didn't you just say the name?
I forgot her name until you said it.
We didn't think you would have known.
I just forgot her name.
That's like a mixed bag, Liam. Like we could say the name and be like, huh? Who?
I know. I remember her name because I fucking adored her in Fall of the House of Usher.
She was so great in that.
She was amazing in that. Like it was ridiculous how good she was, and I am still mad to this day that they killed her off so early in that.
I want to spin off just of her character leading a PR firm.
Did you see Midnight Mass?
Oh, she was. Oh, God.
I loved her in that. I
my
loved her in
God.
that. That show was so good.
I still need to watch it. I keep meaning to put it on and then just always forget.
It's so good. And when they when you first get a glimpse, because I didn't know like what the actual like threat was when they first, and I won't give it away for Liam, but when they first you get a glimpse of what it is, I was like, oh, like it's like so scary looking. Oh, it reminded me of Salem's Lot a little bit.
It gives that. It really does. No, I totally get that. I'm really shocked you have not seen this, Liam, because one, I think also we're deviating, y'all, but Midnight Mass kind of deserves that because it is such a fantastic series. Like the acting, like, oh God, the sheriff and the relationship to his son and what's going on because of that evil woman.
So, when she showed up in Fall of the House of Usher, because there was something else that she was in. Oh, because she's in Hush and she's like a nice character. And I didn't even recognize it because in my head, I'm like, Midnight Mass, this bitch. But then she showed up in the Fall of House of Usher, and I'm like, oh, well, either she's gonna be nice or she's gonna be a bitch. And I was like, oh, she's a family member, and then she's a straight bitch. And I was like, I don't know which is worse, her in this show or her in Midnight Mass.
Mass,
probably Midnight Mass, but the way she talked to that husband.
Oh, I still love when she threw that thing and hit the person in the audience, hit the
right. the assistant girl or whatever. Yes.
I love that. I would say though, I would almost her in Midnight Mass is almost as bad as the woman from The Mist. Like that's how much I hate her character.
Marsha Gay Harden.
Yeah. Like no, like the performance. Like those characters, like those two, like yeah.
So with The Mist, also it's a sidebar. With The Mist.
Sidebar.
I remember when I first watched that, right after he shoots everyone in the car and then gets out and then sees everyone like pulling up. Yeah. I remember getting so mad that I turned it off, not realizing that was literally the end of the movie. Like the credits hadn't rolled. So I told everybody, I was like, I didn't finish it. I turned that shit off. I was so mad about that. Stop. So then I was rewatching. I watched Alonda's reaction to it the other day. And I completely forgot that like half that movie is like Walking Dead cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Because I mean, I love The Walking Dead. So I was very, very happy to see that. Upon rewatching that movie, it's good. Yeah.
Hearing that is hilarious.
Nick, you have a third?
Okay, I am going to go with. Oh God, this is okay. So this is like a split one. My actual answer is Army of Darkness.
Okay,
but I think technically, like Evil Dead 2 also applies because I think both of them are better than the first one.
You can have multiple if you're doing a franchise.
Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness are my two favorites from that franchise.
I would agree to that because I think that's why they did what they did with Evil Dead 2.
Listen, when that gets up and starts dancing and he's just watching her dance through the window, that is cinema. Like, it is so funny. It is so ridiculous looking. Bruce Campbell shaved the unibrow, and it's everything is working for me. I love it. I think it has better effects. I like how they expanded upon what we had in the original film, which the original film is still good too. But Army of Darkness, that to me is what I think of when people say Ash Williams. Because that's when they took him from being a horror movie character to being like a action star type person. The line, "This is my boomstick," is something that I have used many a times. I don't know.
And
I
then
love
it
it.
entered the mouth.
I just love that that it's so drastically different. Like, they were just like, we're going to do something completely different. It's still going to be a part of the same franchise. But, oh, yeah, we're going to, like, through time travel. We're going into medieval times with castles and shit. And I love it. It's so good.
Good times. Good times.
Also, it has one of the most iconic posters that has been ripped off
poster
so many times since then.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, yeah. But to be fair, I can't really judge because I out of all of them, it's not a sequel. But I think 2013 is the best one out of all of them. 2013's.
I think it's a good remake, but I still like Army of Darkness better.
Army of Darkness is more enjoyable for me to watch.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that Evil Dead 2013 is technically, from like a technical standard, is the strongest movie.
Did you ever watch the series?
I watched the first season and I got through like 2 or 3 episodes of the second season, and it was just a little bit too. It got a little Chucky for me, where it just got too outlandish. Like, there's at one point where he's like being attacked by like a giant penis deadite or something. Like, it's just not entertaining for me anymore.
Uh-huh.
So
I loved it. I mean, I was bummed when it got canceled because it left on a cliffhanger. Also, I thought Lucy Lawless was awesome in it.
So that was the redhead, right?
Mm-hmm.
I did like her. I liked the sidekick, the girl.
Oh, I love her. She's so
I
badass.
did like her a lot.
And I didn't realize the other
Oh,
dude
she was
gay.
at
Wait, what?
The why
The guy
can't I
sidekick?
Yeah, he's gay in real life.
Good for him.
He's hot.
Oh, I should have bought a meet and greet with him then.
Does his hair still look the same?
I don't know, but he's judged Dracula a couple times, I think, too. Liam.
Has he?
Yes, he has.
Well, considering Ash vs. Evil Dead literally comes up as comedy series.
I mean, it was.
I
a
stand by
series.
that. I stand by it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
It was more I mean, come on, the intro where he's trying to get fit into like the bless you.
Oh, look at the pictures of him and his boyfriend on a beach.
Right.
I don't agree with the Speedos, but everything else.
Okay.
Sorry, Speedos are so ugly to me. Anyways, yeah.
Fully agree.
Didn't they change the name of the store that Ash works at? Like, it's no longer S-Mart.
I think so.
I like, me being analytical, I think that bothered me a little bit, if I remember. I was like, why the did they change it? But I like Bruce Campbell.
Ooh, definitely.
Oh, well, that's good
Bruce
then.
Campbell.
Love Bruce Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay. You Tucker, your third pick. Scratches his metaphorical brain, more commonly known Pepsi Cherry.
Yes. Because they were out of Diet Cherry Dr. Pepper. That shit goes out like crazy. I've been trying to get it for like 3 weeks now.
Gosh darn it.
I hate Pepsi. It tastes like cigarette water.
And what are you drinking, sir? Like a Monster? Red Bull?
I'm drinking a Ghost
What the
sugar-free
fuck is that?
energy. It is the energy drink of the future. And this one is Sour Warheads flavored, and it is so fucking good. I agree with the Dr. Pepper. because I love Dr. Pepper, but not Pepsi. Pepsi's like, ugh, I can't do it. Pepsi and 7-Up are just
Ooh,
and
yeah,
Mountain Dew are
7-Up's gross.
disgusting.
Oh man, I
Pepsi
used to
Max.
drink Mountain Dew as a kid,
Mango.
but now it's
Mountain Dew
disgusting.
Red, Code Red was my
I
shit
could
when
never
I was a kid,
drink
though.
that. That grossed me out.
Ugh. But anyway,
Any of the Mountain Dew variations, honestly. I
We
guess
didn't get Mountain Dew till not that long ago. It wasn't
regulations-
allowed to be made here because
That's
of the
what it is, yeah.
regulations, yes.
Yeah. that's
Because
what it
we, unlike America, don't like to poison our children.
we, unlike America, how's it going in the UK right now?
Oh,
What's
we're
happening with
having
your
a wonderful
election?
time.
I mean, probably better than
When-
the US.
I was going to say it's better than the US. It's very obvious that we are kicking out the bad people. You are wanting to put the bad person back in.
What's your response to that, sir?
I want to say Hellraiser 3.
Is that the one with the nightclub?
Yes.
Oh, that's the one with the cute.
Totally agree.
Agree. Completely agree. Yes,
It is.
I am on
Like,
board.
I love to because I love Julia, and I know you hate Julia, Liam.
I couldn't stand Julia.
I know.
I don't understand. I mean, I understand why the gays are like
So
but I'm just like,
irritating.
Oh no, I just like the actress, and I thought she did a good job in it. But that's just me.
No.
However, the third one, like you get so many different Cenobites. You get an interesting.
I love the CD one.
Oh my god, that was
mhm.
amazing. I love that scene where she's like they're demons roaming the earth or something. And then the priest was like, "No, child, that's just a," and she's like, "Well, then what the is that?" And then he's just like coming in, and like the windows are blowing up, and oh my god, like that one, so much about it.
I'm gonna need you to do some construction on the wall so you can run a cord.
Sorry,
Or at least get a mesh network.
I actually do, but that's what it is.
Remesh it, okay? Remesh it.
Not you
Lane.
sitting here coming for me when your sound goes in and out, Liam.
Oh,
I think you
don't
need
you
to-
talk shit about me.
I wasn't. So Liam, I think you need to pipe down a
That's
little.
because
That's
I've
because
turned
what?
on the
Uh-huh.
I've turned on the suppression because of having the dog. And
No,
it's
no,
Girls are
girl,
fighting,
it happens
making things
every
weird.
time, so don't give me that.
Pucka, I need you to,
Um,
while they're arguing, I need you to edit the "Please Stand By" AI generated image from Late Night with the Devil. Just to piss people off.
there you go. You can pipe down and get on with your day. What is your pick?
Oh,
I
yeah, what
already
is your-
said it, girl. It was
I
yeah,
know.
Hellraiser 3.
Hellraiser
Like,
3.
I
Is
know.
that the one? Okay, I think because remember, I recently did like a giant watch.
Yeah, I
of
can't
all of
believe you
them.
watched all of them.
Oh, that was a trek, but it was a fun journey.
Even
But-
like the low budget one, like the low budget one.
The one, okay. So you mean the one with Heather Langenkamp? That was okay. It was bad. It was bad. But honestly, I didn't hate it. I was like, this is like a budget of $3.50, but this is better than some because like
It was
there
bad
was like
budget, like-
angels and demons, and they're like, oh, I like that shit. But Heather Langenkamp deserves much better. But the third one, if I
Yes.
remember correctly, the lead, she has like long hair, right?
Yeah, she's the woman from Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Mm-hmm. Her apartment, that apartment was stunning. That is my
Mhm.
one takeaway from the movie and the nightclub scene.
It
I
was.
just loved the apartment. I loved it so much. Which is the one with Meryl Streep's doppelganger from Nightmare 2?
Come again?
The actress from Nightmare on Elm Street 2, the one that looks like literally like
yeah. I
Meryl
know who you
Streep.
mean.
Maybe it's the fourth one.
That's the
where it's
fourth
like-
one. Yeah, because it goes into space. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yes.
did like that one too.
Kim Myers.
Yep, that's it. Kim Myers.
I didn't mind the fourth one either.
The one that I was like, it was really, really hard for me to get through was the one where they brought back what's her face
Kirsty.
from Kirsty. That one was really fucking bad.
Yeah.
And I did not like what they did to her character.
Did you know Adam Scott was in the fourth one?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like with the wig, the George Washington wig.
The
So
George,
bad.
oh, so bad.
And then the other one, so Kirsty is in the one where it's the guy from the insurance commercials from
Mhm.
Oz.
Isn't that her like deadbeat ex or like, yeah.
But then there's the other one with Craig Sheffer, who was on One Tree Hill, and he's like a cop, and he's like an alcoholic. That one was, as much as I love Craig Sheffer, that one was very, very hard for me to get through because it was just so fucking boring.
Is that when they stopped having what's his name play?
Doug Bradley.
Pinhead? Doug Bradley. When did he stop playing? Was
Well,
that
he
when they
wasn't
went
in,
to the
in
whole
the Heather,
internet
the
one?
Heather Langen. Maybe I did. Oh wait, I did kind of like the internet one, the one with Henry Cavill where he gets a blowjob in the middle of the crowded room. And I was like, nobody's seeing this. Nobody's noticing the fact that Henry Cavill is there in the first place, but nobody's noticing the fact that he's getting a blowjob. Okay, sure. There's clearly
He
not a
didn't make it
homosexual in this room.
believable. No.
But yeah,
Might have to watch that one then.
that's Hellworld,
Yes, Hellworld.
because Hellworld was the name of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did that one. It's very different. Each of them provides something very, very new. Kind of like
That they
Puppet
do.
Master movies, which I fucking love, and I've seen every single one of them. Give me the original, Toulon's Revenge. Give me the Littlest Reich when they're fighting Nazis. I loved it. All of them. All of them.
I think it's still packed away. I don't think I've unboxed it. I have the 6-shooter dude. He was like my favorite. Him and the Jester were my two favorites. So I actually have like action figure. They're still actually in the box. I need to find it. I left it. Oh my god, yeah, no. He was just so cool.
I like the main guy.
Blade.
Yeah, he's my favorite. But yeah.
I could never. That one was always like sold out, like when they originally started re-releasing. But
I went when I was
my
in
favorite. Well, no.
Vegas a couple days ago. I went on a little side quest by myself before I went to the festival, and I went to a movie prop museum, and they had a horror section, and they had some crazy shit in this horror section. But one of the things that they had is they had a couple of the puppets, and they had Blade. And it's all like actual stuff, like not like recreations. It's all props that they've managed to get from the actual movies. But yeah,
how much do those cost? Or is it just more like a museum?
Oh, like you could buy those. You could buy them, but they're like some of the shit was crazy expensive. Like they had
how expensive?
No. You have air conditioning to pay for.
Yeah, it's already paid for, sir.
Right.
I'm not happy that I had to.
You have a mesh network that you have to remesh. Don't you remember?
Off.
They had the actual Queen Xenomorph from Aliens, the one that was used on screen when she's fighting it. They had the original egg from the original that opens up. Ugh, I was gagged. They had the knife that
I need to know prices though, just in my head. Sorry, because
right, what we'll do is we will move this conversation to the after hours.
That's fine.
So if you would like to listen to what Nick's seen and the prices, please do go to our Patreon and you can find that out. So I will go with my last pick.
Have such, great conversations in the after hours.
We do. Which is why we've had to make multiple of them free so that people can see them. We have made multiple episodes of the after hours free.
I love that.
You're the one that did it.
Me?
No, him.
Oh,
the one pulling the face. How are you this oblivious?
Sir, if they were free, more people would be watching them.
I don't know what's happening.
I don't think Yutaka understands.
Yes, no.
What was said there?
No, you said they're made free on Patreon.
They've been made free, as in we put them out to everyone, made them public. You have to pay. Currently, you have to pay to get all of our after hours.
Yeah.
But there has been some after hours episodes that were that popular, we made it available for free on YouTube so everybody could watch it. Not just our Patreons. That is making it free.
I thought you meant making it free on Patreon, sir.
Duh. So my last pick, I'm gonna go with Blade 2.
I hope your sound went out.
He said Blade 2.
Yeah.
Let's stop talking.
No,
Yeah.
you tell yourself that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, ask the third party, Nick. Did
Suck
his
it back
sound
in- he
sound
said.
clear?
He said.
Your sound did go out right towards the end of Blade. Like you could still hear it, but it was like all of a sudden you were turning the audio down.
Yeah.
But I heard you.
Look, I don't know what to do. I have changed every set in 4 years. I don't know what to do anymore. I literally
Well,
it is
I
supposed to
didn't
be a
say
plug and play microphone and shit but apparently doesn't plug and play because I've got to play with shit. Anyway, Blade 2. It's wonderful. Wesley Snipes was a prick on set for this one as well. But Luke Goss
You'd be a prick
was
too
in it.
if you had to pay taxes.
But he didn't, and that's why he went to prison.
Exactly. That's when he stopped.
Yeah, I think this one is better than the original. Even though the original has some like amazing scenes, this one as a movie is better overall. I think it's more entertaining. I think it's a bigger scope. I love that he has to like team up with the vampires in this one. I think Luke Goss makes such a menacing villain as well. Like he is pitch perfect because he was also I think Guillermo del Toro just must love him as like an actor because obviously he was the villain in Hellboy 2 as well.
What were they called in Blade 2? Reapers? Because they weren't just regular vampires.
Reapers target after vampire. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Reapers. Yeah. That where he goes to the scene where he goes to the blood bank. Oh my god, that's such a good scene. Then he's just getting.
I mean, I love it. But
I don't really know how to describe it.
For me, because of Ron Perlman. I love anything that Ron Perlman is in. So.
I do enjoy a bit of Ron Perlman. Yeah, which is why I don't mind Alien Resurrection.
Alien Resurrection.
So do I.
I think it's a good, stupid, fun time.
Yeah, same.
Speaking of which, did you know that whole thing with her in the basketball, that she actually did that?
Mm-hmm.
I was gagged. She did it one time, and then they didn't think it was going to happen, and then it landed, and everybody freaked the out. I was like, I love that. Sigourney Weaver. Yes.
And this is why Sigourney Weaver is the queen.
That's right.
There we go. Yes, so that was my last pick. So, Yutaka, Nick, thank you for joining me today. Microphone, you, I hate you. Everyone who watched us and stayed, thank you for joining us. We do appreciate it. As we have said, we have a Patreon. What?
No, it's nothing in my head. It sounded funny.
Thank you for watching us today. As I said, we do have the Patreon where you can get extra goodies and you can also get these episodes early because we're nice like that. So please do head on over there. We also have a membership on the channel where wonderful little Yutaka here will be doing watch-alongs. Currently, you are doing Twin Peaks. Am I correct? There we go. He is doing Twin Peaks. So if you do fancy, there we go. So if you do join the memberships, there is a back catalogue of stuff. There is also the season 1 of Twin Peaks ready for you to join in live with season. For joining us
40
today.
hours of content too.
There we go.
Wow! You know that the sound effect of the kid just going, wow! I love it. Pugga, put that in.
Nope.
Thank you for joining us today. Goodbye.
You have been listening to the Horror Hour. See you next time.